Dallas Maverics en algunos de los niveles de tocamos que vamos a hacer la tremenda Kobe Bryant es uno de los que se viene para que primero Brown no todo el mundo se está haciendo hay pena que venga no que se la
And now your Los Angeles Lakers starting lineup.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Western Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Los Angeles Lakers intent on protecting home court. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season. Last year they were humiliated in their matchup, losing every game in 4 tries.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
Yeah, and as they renew acquaintances, if you're the underdog, you always want to show, hey, we got something new up our sleeve. Should be fun.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Matthews out there with Darren Williams, and it's Pachulia in at the 5 down low. And so here is Dallas. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continued to try and knock it down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter. You can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
And, you know, one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. I mean, you wonder if that has turned off potential free agents. Maybe he's a bit too competitive, but, you know, when you're in the business of competing, hard for me to imagine you can be too competitive.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Shot from free throw range. No luck. Parsons with some nice D.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
The drive by Russell. For the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Fast break, Dallas. Outside Williams, back to Nowitzki, and Hibbert with the block. Outside Bryant. He dishes it to Hibbert. Russell with a wide open look. Here's Clarkson. And again, no good by the Lakers. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Parsons attacking, and Hibbert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Hibbert touched it last. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Outside Matthews. 5 on the clock. Here's Nowitzki.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
That doesn't go either for Nowitzki. Hibbert with a screen for Russell. Feeds it to Hibbert. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Hibbert's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
Here's Clarkson, and the layup's good off the glass. Clarkson's got 7.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Yeah, Yeah, and you know, the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Then for the Mavericks, Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Felton comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Williams. Here's Wirtz after the made shot from Chandler Parsons. To the middle, here's Bass, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that. And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
Young's shot is off.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, earlier I had a chance to speak with Rick Carlisle. With this being their first meeting of the year, he stressed to his team to rely on their instincts on the offensive end, saying, "We do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses and not forcing anything. As long as we can continue doing that here, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if that holds true, guys."
Thank you, Doris. So do you guys think their shooting will play as important a role as the coach made it sound?
It usually does, and for them to have that success shooting the basketball, I think it's going to be all about creating those high-quality chances.
Which means they need constant movement off the ball and crisp passing. I mean, that's the way you get good looks.
Here's Wirtz following the basket by Raymond Felton, and the shot is good. Bass has got his second bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Matthews. No one near Felton as he lets it go. The rebound by Sacre.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
They'll get another chance. Outside Williams launches it. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Steps back and fires. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so...
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player, Clark, destined for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, people now talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history, for sure.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Matthews. Nowitzki is out there with Jeremy Evans. Then it's Williams. And it's Harris in at the 1 spot. Outside Matthews. The 3. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel him. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor. Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
And the Lakers making a change here. Clarkson's checked in.
Russell já 3
Russell, no good.
mas aí eu digo que primeiro round.
The Mavericks leading. To the middle. And the dunk by Evans.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Last year, the Lakers did have some firepower off the bench. A lot of players would see their roles shift during the year, as you might expect for a team trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, they were also near the top in the league in bench minutes played. So whether you start or come off the bench last year in LA, you'll see plenty of action.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Williams. Puts it up off the inbound, and the layup is good. Williams has got 4 this quarter.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Matthews against Kobe. Puts up a 3. That doesn't go either for Bryant. The Mavericks have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And good on the basket. Book it. Now it's a 4-point Maverick lead. LA has gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And Matthews with the basket on the assist by Harris. And it's 9 points for Wesley Matthews. Lakers have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Hibbert with a screen for Kobe. Down low, off the screen. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Here, the first for Los Angeles. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Nowitzki. Chandler Parsons comes in for Wesley Matthews. Raymond Felton, who's checked in for Darren Williams. And Barea subbed in for Devin Harris. Barea kicks to Pachulia. Felton inside the 3-point line. A rebound by the Lakers.
And you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
Here's Parsons. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Parsons got his second bucket of the night. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Mavericks?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions, even counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player, the outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. Villanueva passes to Parsons.
Grizzly.
The rebound by Young. Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked Clark the 12th time. It happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take. The Mavs do a good job of putting their money where their mouth is.
That's good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Burgess passes to Sacre. Tries from 10. Barea pulls it in.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here's the break. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Williams dishes to Bass. Back to Williams. Inside, Sacre kicks to Bass for the 3, and that is good. 6 points for him. Here is Barea. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Parsons for 3. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Matthews. He's got 11 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Russell is out there with Jordan Clarkson, and it's Hibbert in at the center position. That's the Laker 5. Williams against Russell, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded by Williams. Clarkson passes to Randall. Bryant has the open look, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from 3-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Outside Matthews. Picked by Williams, and Matthews kicks to Pachulia. Nowitzki outside. They double-team Nowitzki. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Pachulia, good.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the shot counts. He's fouled. It's a chance for a 3-point play. So we'll see D'Angelo Russell go to the line here. It goes on Chandler Parsons. Lakers shooting their first free throw tonight. Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season, and their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home, and I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are,
Black Mamba,
Kevin,
peut-être c'est bien ensuite de regarder de Brazil.
out in Lakerland, so can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats.
You know, the Lakers were a bottom dweller last year. I mean, their home record was 12-29, guys. That was tied for the 2nd worst mark in the NBA.
And you know, guys, a lot of the problems for the Lakers at home last season was with their shooting. They had the lowest 3-point percentage in the league at home. Not exactly friendly bounces for them. Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without foul.
Dallas shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And the first one drops. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
You know, for the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense.
Williams kicks to Pachulia. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 5 assists in the game.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
The Lakers have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. The Lakers in 5th.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Parsons outside. There's a screen by Williams. And Parsons kicks to Pachulia. Passes it to Nowitzki. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And here's Matthews. The 3. That's good. And now it's a 3-point Dallas lead.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches. Wes Matthews, guys, a prolific three-point shooter, and he's been very consistent over his career. Been in the top 5 in three-point makes for 3 straight seasons.
Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Parsons' shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And that one's good. And that's now 11 points for Kobe Bryant. And Matthews shooting about 40% from long range in his career. He's high volume and, as you like to say, high efficiency.
Exactly. That's a nice combination. Well over half of his shots, Kevin, coming from outside. He and Damian Lillard, certainly among the best backcourt duos in the league when you talk about shooting.
Dallas making a switch here. Harris is checked in. There's a screen by Williams. Parsons, and it's sent back by Bryant. Pass to Randall. It's tipped. Nowitzki with the steal. And Williams, here we go. They get a hand on it. Kobe with the steal. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. And that one is stuffed right through. Mark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Harris dishes to Williams. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. And it's 9 points for Darren Williams.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
The Lakers with the rebound.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Dallas has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. It always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And then for Dallas. Villanueva comes in for Chandler Parsons. That's Felton in for Williams. Clark, another milestone for Kobe Bryant last season. He reached 30,000 points and 6,000 assists, and no one else has ever done that.
Well, it's rare that you see scores of that volume reach an assist total that high, but I think it speaks to Kobe's passing ability, which is undervalued and overshadowed at times.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Devin Harris. The dish now to Sacre, and stolen by Nowitzki. can't get it to
Young.
go. Good defensive work there by Young.
And Kobe being Bryant, the only 30,000 point scorer to go along with 6,000 assists. You know, LeBron might be the next in line to join Kobe in that category.
Αυτό καλό παιχτάκι ρε.
Barea kicks to
Μπορώ να το
Nowitzki.
βάλω τριποντάκια του καλά.
And it's good off the back rim and in. Nowitzki's got 6 points in the quarter. Lakers trail by 5.
And for Kobe, people have always joked that he's a ball hog and only looks to score. Well, he's the only guy in the history of the league right now with 30,000 points to go along with 6,000 assists. So obviously gifted as a playmaker as well.
Evans, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki.
Κοίμασε και τώρα ο Αμερικάνος για τον Κόμπε. Λέει πολύ τον κράζουν και καλά.
35 seconds left to play in the third.
Ότι μόνο σκοράρει και δεν
Felton
μπασάρει.
attacking, kicks to Evans. Here's
Αλλά είναι ο
Barea.
μοναδικός παίκτης αυτή τη στιγμή
And it's
στην
off
NBA
from three-point
που
range.
πάνω από 30.000
Lakers have gone 6 of 10 from
πόντους.
the field in the third quarter.
Και η
Los
αλήθεια
Angeles with
είναι
another miss. Mavericks leading by 5.
Yeah, the shot clock's off. This could be the last possession of the quarter.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's exactly what they should have in mind here. With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
Young for 3, and he
Bravo
gets it to
ρε
go.
Γιάννα.
Young's got 5. 6 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Felton. The basket good off the assist from Evans.
Λοιπόν, τώρα τι κάνουμε.
And the Mavericks lead by 6.
Ένα δευτερόλεπτο. Λοιπόν. Βγάζω τον μπας και βάζω τον Κόμπι για τρίποντα. Δεν θέλω να το βάλω σε κοντό, θα με ακολουθήσω γρήγορα.
Timeout called the Lakers. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Τέλος πάντων, αυτή ήταν και η τρίτη περίοδος.
We've got a great back, the fourth quarter of action getting started.
Άντε να δούμε τι θα γίνει.
Lakers trail by 6 on the floor for Dallas. Williams is out there with Harris. Then there's Chandler Parsons. Then it's Jeremy Evans. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Williams passes to Evans. Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Kobe dishes to Randall. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
Parsons attacking. Shot clock at 6. Outside Williams. He's looking for Russell and finds him. Randall kicks to Bryant. Picked by Randall. Fires from deep. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That is his first foul of the game. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Williams. And Dallas also making a switch. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Jeremy Evans. Harris passes to Williams. Tips it. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
To the inside. Here's Parsons. Goes back up. And Hibbert with the block. Here's Randall. Now the feed to Kobe. Lakers passing it around. And that one's good. Russell.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Mavericks.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good crisp passes.
Double, Russell مديرون لا تخو.
And so it's Dallas with it. Left side, Harris. Pass to Pachulia. Back to Harris. They set the pick. 5 to shoot. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
He's perfect from the line this time. Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
Dallas calls timeout. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked
D'Angelo δεν προλαβαίνει να καρφώσει, αλλά παρόλα αυτά θα το βάλει. Αυτό δεν κόβει πάλι καλά.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Whistle blows.
Bravo παιχταρά μου. Bravo παιχταρά μου.
First half, only one, but a totally different story here in the second.
Dallas making a switch here. Matthews is checked in.
65-62. Ραντ. Δεν χάνεται αυτό ρε Ραντ. Δεν χάνεται αυτό ρε Ραντ. Δεν είναι πέναλτι ρε Ραντ. Είναι πέναλτι του Γκαρνέζι ρε Ραντ.
And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Pachulia. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
You know, going back to Hibbert, last season was a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of consistency. One game he puts up 22 and 8, the next game 2 and 1. But you know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally goes on and stays on. Consistency the challenge for Hibbert. That very well may put the finishing touch on this one. Not at all the time to get sloppy with the basketball.
And how about the killer instinct on that possession? Not running the clock, but pushing the ball and tacking points onto the rim.
And here's Kobe. Can't hit. Parsons with some nice D.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're
δύσκολα γυρνάει. Θα πάω στο 1-3 εγώ σε προσωπικό ρεκόρ.
Come on now.
Timeout called the Lakers. They trail by 9. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Now Clarkson down low. It's Hibbert.
Εγώ μην δεν έχει σε 7.
When it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh yeah, he's so smooth, even on a power finish like that. And really, that's what makes him unique. That combination of power and polish.
In the corner, Parsons with it.
Parsons, ελεύθερο σουτ, έξω, μαζεύει ο Hibbert. Χόμπε παραλίγο είναι το λαό, και 18. Γρήγορη επίθεση. Είναι το pick and roll. Κόμπι στο Hibbert. 71-66. Γρήγορη επίθεση.
purely a display of offense
Στα 8
that we're
δευτερόλεπτα.
seeing here today.
Στους
And you know,
5.
it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Here's Nowitzki.
Βίτσκι μπροστά στο
And
Χίμπερτ.
right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
From past the arc.
Και για 3
The shot
έξω
by
κακό
Kobe,
σου.
no good.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Parsons with it. Picked up by Hibbert. Nowitzki against Randall. And that's good. Dirk Nowitzki for 3.
Το συν 10, 76,
Nowitzki's got the lead up
66.
to 10 now for the man.
Κάπου εδώ
It's
τέλειωσε το
9 seconds
παιχνίδι.
separating the shot clock and game.
Ράσελ για 3.
And it's
Να
Russell
αργά
missing.
έτσι κι αλλιώς. 76-66 λοιπόν.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
Matthews, no good. And here is Los Angeles now. And Bryant picks for
Όμπε,
Russell. That's
Ράσελ το
good.
λέει up.
Bryant with the assist.
76-68. You know what? That's
76-68.
what you like to see. A perfect pass
11
leading him
τελευταία
right into the
δευτερόλεπτα.
shot. Didn't even have
8,
to break
7,
stride.
6.
Now here's Williams.
Τέλος, τέλος,
And so
τέλος.
it's Dallas winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him.
Γιατί
Greg.
ρε
Not
κόμπε.
necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion
Τι να
they
κάνουμε
did,
αυτό το παιχνίδι για να δούμε τον MVP.
The 2K Sports post-game
Και θα
show.
βγάλουν MVP τα παιδιά.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Wesley Matthews. He was the steady and
MVP ο Wesley
reliable
Matthews.
hand throughout the game tonight, stepping into more of a
για πες.
leadership role in this
20
performance
πόντους,
tonight.
3 assists, 4 rebound.
That's right, Ern.
And folks,
Τέλεια,
that's it for
λοιπόν.
us. Thank you for tuning
Share,
in. Always a
like,
pleasure. For Kenny the
Subscribe,
Jet Smith,
κάντε
for
κανένα
Shaquille
comment.
O'Neal, this is Ernie
Τι
Johnson.
αρέσει, τι δεν
Have a
αρέσει.
great night.
Τα λέμε.